heirloom set. That's right, let's get the obvious one out of the way. You've probably seen the triple heirloom set that's coming from people's Apex packs over the last week or so. Don't worry, this wasn't just someone getting ridiculously lucky with the same set. This is actually a designated heirloom set that you have less than 1% chance of getting when you open a pack. This set includes a banner pose, an intro voice line, and a melee weapon, all exclusive to the character Wraith. And don't worry, the melee weapon is only cosmetic. It does the same amount of damage as a default melee attack does. And it's unclear at this time if there are more heirloom sets planned for the other characters, but I am willing to bet money that we're going to be seeing them in the near future. For what I've been told and heard, you are guaranteed to get this heirloom set within your first 500 Apex packs. So it could be at pack number 20, or it could be at pack number 499. Loot box robots. You're probably pretty familiar with the little robots that carry your Apex packs around, right? Well, what if I told you can actually find them during your game? Many of you have put a lot of time into the game, have probably already found a few, but those who are newer to Apex, there's a good chance you haven't found one due to how well hidden they are and how busy you probably are. It's unclear how many Apex pack drones spawn per match or if there's any pattern to their spawn locations, but if you find one on the map, you can run up, destroy it, and get some high tier loot from it. They're basically the Apex Legends equivalent of supply drops from PUBG or Fortnite, but much better hidden and a lot more rare. So keep your ears open for some strange beeps and boops when looting, and be sure to search the entire area, including the roofs and on top of cabinets, as these drones, they've been seen hiding in some pretty bizarre places, tucked in where you wouldn't think they would be. The dinosaurs. You've probably noticed these massive dinosaur-looking things walking around in the ocean surrounding the Apex Legends map. Well, this is actually a callback to previous Titanfall games. These creatures are called Leviathans, and they appeared in the first Titanfall in the campaign and as part of the multiplayer maps Boneyard and Airbase. The exact details of these creatures has not really been explained in detail, but they are apparently the biggest living things in the Titanfall universe. And according to the Titanfall wiki, they are so big that they have actually been known to screw around with airship coordinates. So this isn't obviously the right there in front of your face, but it's pretty cool that it all ties in to the Titanfall universe. Titanfall weapons. Speaking of the Titanfall universe, this is something that should be expected since Apex Legends is set in that universe, but due to the fact that Apex is way more popular than Titanfall is, there's probably plenty of people who don't know this. As it stands right now, more than 3/4 of the guns in Apex Legends right now are either directly copy-pasted from previous Titanfall games, or they're modified versions of existing Titanfall weapons. In the current state of the game, the Peacekeeper and the Prowler are the only guns in Apex Legends that do not have some kind of counterpart in a previous Titanfall title. Like I said, many of us were probably expecting this due to the fact that it is a Titanfall BR game, but since there are way more people playing Apex than there are Titanfall, a lot of people probably didn't know it, so I thought it was worth pointing out. Nessie! If you've played previous Titanfall games, you have probably come across Nessie once or twice. For those that don't know, Nessie is this cute little stuffed green dinosaur who has appeared in other Respawn games, kind of like how the teddy bears always appear in Call of Duty games and just like the previous games. Now, Nessie has been spotted in Apex Legends. The quickest place to find Nessie is in the tutorial map if you do a little bit of searching, but it is also hidden in numerous places around the actual map. And when someone asked Respawn about it on Twitter, they did not disclose how many there actually were. So I'm willing to bet there are more Nessie dolls that are yet to be discovered. There's multiple locations on the tutorial map, and there's multiple locations on the map, and there's even one with like a mama Nessie and a bunch of baby Nessies that you can see with a sniper rifle. The bones. I mentioned before that Leviathans seen on the outside of the map are callbacks to the creatures from the original Titanfall game, but that's not where the large creature callbacks stop in Apex Legends. If you've explored the Apex map at all, you've probably encountered those massive skeletons sticking out of the ground. Well, those bones are actually also a callback to the original game. In the first Titanfall, there was a multiplayer map called Boneyard that featured almost identical skeletons throughout the map. Now, neither game has explained what creature left those bones behind, but it's still pretty cool that they're supposedly from the same source. Perhaps Titanfall 3's campaign, if we do get a Titanfall 3, which it looks like we may be getting, will finally give us a little more information on the creatures that exist in the Titanfall universe, and maybe shed some light on what these bones belong to and what happened to the species that left them. After all, for them to be dead for so long that it's just bones, they have probably gone extinct a long time ago, right? Lastimosa. Okay, let's be honest. Most of us just rush through the tutorial for Apex Legends, and I don't blame you for that. But I will say, if you're brand new to it, the tutorial is an excellent thing you do in this because there's a lot of things in a steep learning curve that you need to know out of the gate. But if you're actually paying attention to the level and you know your Titanfall lore, you probably saw a very familiar name floating around the practice arena. If you look closely at some of the targets in the tutorial firing range, you will notice that they are stamped with Lastimosa Armory. So what is a Lastimosa? What is this Lastimosa? Well, it's a reference to the character Ty Lastimosa from Titanfall 2, who played a pretty big part in getting the plot going and giving you your Titan, which was obviously important in the campaign. It's a very small detail, but a nice one to serve as a little reminder that Apex Legends is still a Titanfall game, and it is connected in the Titanfall universe. And I think we're going to see more and more of the lore and the canon being built off this as this game goes on. Come with me if you want to win. As you probably noticed by now, during the character select screen, every character has a few different lines for when they are chosen by the player. You can actually switch these up. One of the lines for Wraith is a very confident, come with me if you want to win. While some people may not think twice about the line, it's actually a pretty obvious reference to the famous line from the Terminator, come with me if you want to live, which has been spoken in every single Terminator movie by various characters. Due to the sci-fi setting and the insane action in Apex Legends, Respawn probably wanted to pay tribute to one of the best action franchises of all time with this line. And I just saw yesterday that a new Terminator is actually on the way, and it will have Arnold in it. The dog. Get your tissues ready because this one is actually sad. This is a pretty well hidden secret, and to be honest, I'm not sure how someone found it, but I'm glad they did. This is also located in the tutorial map, so I don't blame you for not exploring and finding it. But located in the very southwest corner of the map, and tucked behind a few tall rocks, is a little dog plushie. Now, according to sources, this dog is meant to be a little remembrance for lead level designer Jason McCord, whose dog passed away during the development of this game. You can also find the dog plushie tucked in one of the closets in the market area of the main Battle Royale map. But this one will actually have some framed pictures of the real world dog with Jason as well. And it's a great way to basically immortalize his dog in the game for everybody to see. And it's sad, but I like how I like this story. I like the fact that his dog will live on in there, because if you're a pet owner, you know how attached you get. So yeah. Bastion. For those that don't know, Bastion is a very popular character from another hero shooter, Blizzard's Overwatch, and he shares a lot of similarities to the Pathfinder character from Apex Legends. Now, Bastion and Pathfinder are both very optimistic and very courageous in battle, but one of his most recognizable traits is his little bird friend who appears with him during his highlights, right? Well, there's actually a reference to this in Apex Legends. If you go to the armory and you look at the For the Birds banner for Pathfinder, guess what? You will see the robot doing a pose with a bird, which is an obvious nod to Bastion and his little bird buddies in Overwatch. It's just a very, very cool nod to a very, very popular, successful hero shooter, which, I mean, Apex Legends is a hero shooter hybrid BR. So I'm sure, obviously, they took a lot of inspiration from Overwatch, and maybe that's their way of kind of paying their respects. And there you have it. Those are 10 Apex Legends Easter eggs hidden throughout the game. There are plenty more, I'm sure. And we're going to keep looking. If we get enough to do another video, I definitely will. If you find anything new, tweet it at me or leave it in